Hey guys, Michael with Quiet One here. I wanted to answer a question from Cooper, who left a comment. He had a couple questions, actually, a couple requests. He wanted to know one for me to do a video, day in the life video, and I'll try to do that. I'm not, as you can tell by watching my videos, I'm not great at making videos. I'm more doing it to get the information across. I'm not great at making it entertaining. But I'll try to do a day in the life so you can kind of see how we do things and how we operate. But his other question was asking about the status on getting a second mowing crew going. And I touched on this a little bit in another video. But our plans originally this year, at the beginning of the year, were to add a second mowing crew. Because of the issues with the COVID-19 and making it very difficult to hire, to hire on the staff that we needed. And again, you've probably heard this from other small businesses, but as soon as they pass the bill to, start giving people $1,000 a week unemployment, or how much ever it is in your state, it's $1,000 a week in our state in South Carolina, when you include the state unemployment. It overnight, the job applications we were getting shut off. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's, would you rather be working outside in the heat, doing miserable work for $500 or $600 a week, or sitting at home for $1,000 a week? Like I said, regardless how you feel about that, many people have decided to choose the latter. But anyways, so we had to, like most businesses, we had to change our plans for the year. And we decided to focus on our more profitable services like mulch, weed control and fertilization, and some other services that some other small services we offer. We decided to, not only have we not grown our mowing, we've actually consolidated our mowing to have a tighter route, to get rid of, undesirable customers, lower paying customers. We've added, I'm not saying we've added lots of new customers, but we've replaced, the bottom of the barrel as far as our other customers. And we had a good customer base anyways. So we've actually, instead of adding a second mowing crew, which mowing is our least profitable service, we decided to focus in other areas, and use the staff that we have, to be able to focus on those things. So I hope to be able to add a second mowing crew next year. I hope, we'll just have to see what happens with everything. I think I may have mentioned a little bit about this in the other video. But the reason, I don't want to tell you that mowing's not profitable, because it is for a lot of you guys in a lot of different areas. But I think in our area geographically, with the type of grass we have, it's not nearly as profitable as it might be some other places. And that's because we have a very short mowing season in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. I think the average across the country is about 30 cuts a year, for, some more, some less. Where we're at with a weekly customer, we're lucky to get 25 at the most, more likely closer to 20. And that's because we have what's called warm season grasses here. So what happens with warm season grasses like centipede, which is 95% of what we have, is those grasses go dormant in the winter. They turn brown, they go dormant. And they don't, with as far north, where we are geographically, we're as far north as where those grasses will grow. So it's really harsh on those grasses, and the winter is really cold for that type of grass, for those warm season grasses, and therefore we have a very short season. So, for example, our centipede lawns don't come out of dormancy usually until the beginning of April, and that's when we might have our first cut, maybe the last week of March. But then it grows very slowly when it's coming out, and we might get one cut in April. And then it still grows super slow till they really get into May, probably the 3rd or 4th week of May. And then we get, a few months where we get to mow weekly, and it's good. And then about September, it starts slowing down again. And then, you're cutting every 2 weeks. And then by the time October, November, come around, you're cutting maybe once a month. So it's a very short season. So like I said, I've just decided it's just not that profitable. So, if we were able to get 30, 35 cuts a year, that's, 20, 30% more revenue or more just from the same crew, just because we're cutting more weeks a year. But like I said, we've focused on more profitable areas. Some adjustments I've made to improve that is, as much as I don't like to take on bi-weekly customers, we've actually started doing it this year. And my reasoning behind that is, with a weekly customer, I might only get 22, 23 cuts a year. With bi-weekly, we cut bi-weekly throughout the season. Maybe we're cutting 15, 16, 17 cut times a year. But I can do 2 different groups of bi-weekly customers. And therefore, if I've got two groups of bi-weekly customers, we're cutting 15 times a year, then I made it where we're cutting 30 weeks a year. Or if we're even cutting 17, 18 times a year, then I'm, closer to 35 weeks a year of mowing. So, we're in lots of parts of the country. You don't want a bi-weekly customer because they come with a lot more headaches. They're typically, you're not your ideal type customer. We've intentionally gone for that this year, because I want to extend our mowing season and increase our revenue from our mowing crew. And to combat the difficult customers you might get with that, well, we charge a pretty big surcharge for bi-weekly mowing. I think it's 20% over throughout the season over the weekly price. And we also have a lot of policies and things like that to prevent tire kickers and stuff like that. So that has helped, and that has increased our revenue, and it's also, it's going to prolong our season. But like I said, just geographically, we're kind of limited with the type of grass we have and the kind of winters we have where we are. In the future, next year, like I said, in the next 1 to 2 years, I'm hoping that autonomous mowers, either the small robotic type mowers that you use on each lawn like they have now, that we're going to start using those, or that companies like Mean Green, where they have their large, commercial robotic mowers, I'm hoping those will greatly help us out on the mowing side. But I hope that answers your question, Cooper. That's kind of our plans. We were originally hoping to expand this year and have a second mowing crew, but, we had to kind of go with what we had. We weren't able to hire staff. Not that it's a bad thing. We made some very smart choices. We're much more efficient now. Our lawns are in a much tighter route, and the lawns that we do have are much more profitable. However, we weren't able to expand on that side of the business like we were hoping to. Now we have expanded in our other sides, our mulch and our weed control and fertilization, and we're about to start pest control in the next month or two. But as far as the mowing goes, we decided to hold off on getting a second mowing crew. But please let me know if you have any other questions. Cooper, I'll try to work on a day in the life video, but you're probably falling asleep just watching this video, so it can't be much more exciting to watch me throughout the whole day. But please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hope you're all doing well and staying hydrated out there.